This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? You know the routine. You're greatly appreciated. Come on in, kick your shoes off, make yourself at home. This week for my collection video, last week I did Saturday morning cartoons. Week before that was sci-fi and fantasy. This week is drama, crime, thriller television shows. And I grew up essentially watching a lot of detective shows as a kid. Had a short conversation with Girl Black. Columbo was her show. Mine was Rockford Files with James Gardner. Also like McCloud with Dennis Weaver, Macmillan and Wife with Rock Hudson and Jill St. John. Had a crush on Stephanie Powers from Heart to Heart. So I grew up watching a lot of these shows. So this is kind of reflective on some of the shows I grew up with and some of the shows I think are somewhat monumental for their time. Just being very different and bringing a whole new flavor to this specific genre of television series. So, and this is a little bit long because a lot of these shows I picked have long seasons, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. So I'm gonna make the intro real short. Without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. We are back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Just gonna jump right into it with my number 10 pick for television series, drama, crime, thrillers, Nip Tuck. This is an American medical drama television series created by Ryan Murphy. It aired on FX in the United States, July 22nd, 2023 to March 3rd, 2010. This stars Dylan Walsh, Julian McMahon, John Hensley, Jolie Richardson, Valerie Cruz, Roma Mafia, Kelly Carlson, Jocelyn Gilsing, and Bruno Campos. And this is just a deliciously sick and twisted show. Just, I can't put it any other way. These guys are plastic surgeons. I believe it's in LA. And they're living a life of opulence, all type of debauchery, weirdness. They've actually come up with this very odd term, which I don't believe it's a real medical term though, but it has mentally scarred me to this day. And I'm not going to give the definition though, but the term is anal retreading. If you watch this show, you know what I'm talking about. Anal retreading. That's season 1. Crazy show. Season 2. And each season, they try to push the envelope a little bit more than last time. This is season 2. Matt McNamara, John Hensley, Roma Mafia, Kelly Carlson, and probably every imaginable scenario dealing with plastic surgery, from having personal sexual organs either removed, added, enlarged, made smaller, just every crazy thing you can get. And kind of deals with not only the actual physicians, but their families, their children, their lovers, indiscreet encounters. And just a remarkable show. I've seen individual seasons of these in Blu-ray. I don't know if they've released the whole season or the whole series on Blu-ray. If so, I'll more than likely upgrade to that. This is season 3. Get these back in here. Season 3, season 4. You see how expensive these things were back in the day. $49 for a season. Jesus. I doubt very seriously I'll pay for that though. Probably got it on sale more than likely. And you have special guests for each season here. I think that's Rosie O'Donnell, Sanaa Lathan. That looks like the singer. I'm not positive. Can't think of her name. What else do we have here? Any other? She looks familiar. And very nice packaging. We got the complete seasons here. See if I have any of these. Nip Tuck, George Lopez, Fresh Prince, Full House, Friends, have Smallville, Supernatural. Never cared for Lois and Clark. Have Tales from the Crypt. Never saw The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Have Wonder Woman. I might get that Gilligan's Island if they're still available. Dallas, Chips, Full House. This is season 4, Nip Tuck. And if you haven't realized already, so Warner Brother release. And as you're getting down to the later seasons, they kind of went down to the cheaper cases here. See, some of the people are in the seasons here, if I recognizing these people. It's like Rosie again. She looks familiar. This is season 5. They actually broke up into 2 different seasons. Not sure why they did that. Season 5, part 2, which you might as well say is season 6. And as you can see, they only had 3 discs. Make sure it's only 3 discs. Yeah, it's only 3 discs. Disc 3, yeah, disc 1, disc 2, and disc 3. Oh, you got Jerkface here from Dukes of Hazzard and Smallville. So this is season 5, part 2, or you might as well say season 6. And the last season for Nip Tuck, the final season, the 6th season, which you might as well say is the 7th season. If I recall had a very odd ending to it. Yeah, they really did a number on his character. You got late Joan Rivers. I kind of think it's a biatch, but that's my personal opinion. And this is the complete series of Nip Tuck, my number 10. Numero 10, next. My next set, unfortunately I don't have it in cases, so I had to put them in the folder and in the, pretty much the case here. This is the Hannibal television series. This is an American psychological horror thriller television series developed by Brian Fuller for NBC. It is based on the character and elements appearing in Thomas Harris novels Red Dragon, Hannibal, and Hannibal Rising. This starred Hugh Dancy, Mads Mikkelsen, Caroline, Hedemy Park, Lawrence Fishburne, Scott Thompson, Aaron Abrams, and Gillian Anderson from the X-Files. That's the first season of it. Amazing show. Amazing show. Three seasons. I think could have gone a little bit more. Not sure why I didn't really pick up steam. I don't know if people were so used to seeing Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal, but great storyline, great actors. Mads is just fantastic in it. Gillian Anderson, Lawrence Fishburne. There's a scene at the end which was great. Is he and Gillian Anderson having dinner, and she has this long kind of evening gown on where it's cut up right to her thigh. I don't want to give any spoilers away though, but the dinner that they were having was quite interesting. So my number 9 pick, Hannibal, the television series. Number 8, which almost made my sci-fi top 10 television series, is the action thriller and science fiction television series Alias, created by J.J. Abrams, which broadcast on ABC September 30th, 2001 to May 22nd, 2006. This starred Jennifer Garner, Ron Rifkin, Michael Barton, Bradley Cooper. I forgot Bradley Cooper was in there. Marin Dungy, Carl Lumbly, Kevin Wiseman, Victor Garber, David Anders, Lena Olin, Greg Grudenberg, and Melissa George, along with a bunch of others. Really interesting kind of I actually thought this was more of a spy show than actually a sci-fi show. And you have keep forgetting this chick's name. Oh, Jennifer Garner. Always get her and Hilary Swank mixed up for some reason though. But very creative show, essentially dealing with almost kind of like a dark angel type of character. She has these unique abilities. She's almost like a female James Bond almost. And she goes on these various missions undercover. That's season 1. And as you can see, there are different personas there. Season 2. And what I really loved about this, as I mentioned before, had a great beginning, middle, and end to it. Didn't last too long, and they're actually able to give you some closure on the series. If I can get this thing out. Hold on, give me a second. This is gonna be stuck. Hold on, this is stuck. Season 2. This part was I don't know if you can tell, the sticker was here, so it got stuck on the very nice clear slipcover they have. This is season 2. I'm doing these out of order, I believe. Season 2. Put these in order. Look right. Here we go. Season 2 of Alias. We have Season 3. They did a good job of keeping the clear slip cover. Oh, by the way, if I forget, Hannibal, Lions Get Released. Alias. Who released Alias? Was that Fox? Let's see. I'm trying to think, he was on another show also. Season 3. Who's the distributor for this? Oh, Buena Vista Home Entertainment. So you might as well say that's Disney. Season 4. I don't see any pictures of Bradley Cooper in here though. Give an episode breakdown here. And this is, see anything behind here? Nah, just a wall. Fourth season of Alias. And the final season, a lot of times you can tell when seasons are coming to the end because usually the last season is like the smallest one or the shortest one. And it still have 4 discs or so. It's not bad. And this is number 8. Alias. All 5 seasons here. Alias. This next show is an American crime drama television series starring Michael Chiklis, which premiered March 12, 2002 on FX and lasted until November 25th, 2008. Created by Sean Ryan, starring Michael Chiklis, Catherine Dent, Reed Diamond, Walton Goggins. Love that guy, crazy dude. Michael Jace, Kenny Johnson, Jay Carnes, Benito Martinez, CCH Pounder. You know that name, you've seen her in a bunch of stuff. Glenn Close, Kathy Kalin, Ryan, David Reese Snell, Paul Garces, and David Marciano. And what's interesting about this, I remember this quite well. My wife and I, when we were dating before we got married, before the boy came along, I'm trying to figure out how to open this thing up. We're at Hollywood Video, and that's just kind of our weekend thing. Either Blockbuster, there we go, either Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. Hollywood Video usually had better prices, and sometimes they had a bigger selection. And we've seen so many movies and television shows. We're just like scouring the shelves trying to find something new. And she says, how about this, The Shield? And I was kind of burnt out on television shows from the 70s and 80s, which had fantastic television shows. Columbo, big shout out, Girl Black, McMillan and Wife, McCloud, Heart to Heart, Rockford Files, just a bunch. So I didn't want to see another cop show. We watched the first season probably about 15-20 minutes into the episode, I'm like, holy shit. What just happened? I'm like, okay, I was caught after that. Amazing show. Again, great beginning, great middle, very apropos ending. This was a great season also with Forrest Whitaker. I think the two best seasons when they had Forrest Whitaker and season with Lem. That was a good season. Well, I don't give too many spoilers though. Great season with him too. Acevedos, Glenn Close, and I just said his name. Glenn Close and his episode, I think, were the best episodes. So this is a very different type of cop show. So if you haven't seen this, definitely worth the watch. I love this box set. This is actually, it was an FX release, but Mill Creek released it. One of Mill Creek's better jobs on the packaging and artwork. So this is number 7, The Shield. Forrest Whitaker, yeah, name just popped in and popped out of my head. Yeah, nice. I love this little boxing. It fools me every time I have to try to figure out how to open it up, though. The road to justice is twisted, and this is twisted. My number 6 pick is an American crime drama television series created by David Chase. The series revolves around Tony Soprano, aka the late James Gandolfini, based on the Italian-American mobster. When did it debut? This debuted January 10th, 1999, and lasted until January 10th, 2007. This was an HBO release. This stars the late James Gandolfini, Lorraine Bracco, Edie Falco, Michael Imperioli, Dominique Cianci, Stephen Van Zandt, Tony Cercio, Robert Year, Jamie Lynn Siegler. And I remember watching this during Hurricane Katrina. It was actually in Florida. Basically, we were getting hit by one of the worst hurricanes ever in history. So I found myself watching pretty much the whole series. And the thing that struck me as interesting, for some reason, to me, the whole Sopranos show just seemed like a long version of the movie Analyze That with Robert De Niro. And God, what's the other guy's name? It'll come to me though. But essentially, you have a mobster who's having panic attacks, and he has to see a psychiatrist. Billy Crystal, that was the guy who analyzed that. And eventually, pretty much the whole story revolves around him and his relationship with his shrink and his family and pretty much his mobster. Found something very interesting. He said in an interview, he was talking about the directors, and it's like, yeah, you got these white guys coming around trying to tell us about Italian culture. I thought that was very interesting and a little bit appropriate also. You know, if you're gonna have someone write specifically about a television series or a movie that is dripped in culture, I think it's only right that you get someone from the culture to write. And this was his shrink. I think it's Lorraine Bracco. It's that season, the 5th season. Junior. I believe I picked this up probably one of the Black Fridays. Edie Falco. This is season 6, part 2. She turned around and got her own show, I think Nurse Betty. Never watched it, but I heard it's pretty decent. And this is the bonus features. My big thing about The Sopranos, I hated the way it ended. I thought the ending was a huge cop-out, in my opinion. And this is number 6, the complete series of The Sopranos. My number 5 pick is the American drama television series. This was written by the American author David Simon. It's premiered on HBO June 2nd, 2002 and ended March 9th, 2008. This stars Dominic West, John Doman, Idris Elba. This is where Idris Elba became popular in America. Luther is where he probably became popular over across the pond. Wood Harris, Deidre Lovejoy, Wendell Pierce, Lance Reddick, Andre Royo, Sonia Sohn, Chris Butler, Paul Benedictor, Clark Peters, and a host of a bunch of other people. The first season, I don't say it was the best, but it pulled you in without a doubt. Essentially, you're dealing with street criminals in a multi-million-dollar drug type of scenario, and you have the cops trying to catch them. And go over here. This has a litany of amazing characters and actors. The one that stood out the most, well, there's several. You know, you have Idris Elba's character, you have Wood Harris, the guy who played Omar, Michael Williams, who unfortunately died, I think last year, the year before last. Without a doubt, he has to be the hardest, most fierce, gay drug dealer hoodlum I've ever seen in movies or television. Just, he has a scene where he's basically yelling down the street, begging people to come get him. The other character in 4th season, that was probably the best season for me, Hamsterdam. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you'll know if you watch it. Fantastic season, fantastic idea. Be curious if, in reality, if it would actually work. But the second hardest character was this female they called Snoop. Loved her character. I wish they would have had her a little bit longer in the series, though. But amazing, fantastic series. Made a lot of people, kind of pushed a lot of people forward in Hollywood, specifically Idris Elba. The Wire. A nice slipcover on the series. The Wire. Next, I have Miami Vice, an American crime drama television series, which premiered on NBC, ran from 1984 to 1989, created by Anthony Yerkovich, starring Don Johnson, Philip Michael Thomas, Sandra Santiago, Michael Talbot, John Deal, Olivia Brown, sexy Olivia Brown, Gregor Sierra, Edward James Olmos, also Commander Adama from Battlestar Galactica. And this show, and I actually have this on Blu-ray also, but the DVD looks so much better though. The presentation for it. This was such a monumental show. It took elements from music videos, which were just getting popped off in the 80s with the introduction of MTV. You take pretty much all the who's of actors, artists, and you put them into a crime thriller like Miami Vice, and you have I don't say a whole new genre of television, but you have a whole new style of television, which you have shows like New York Undercover, which in a way kind of copied it, but more from not such a pop, but more of an R&B hip-hop point of view. That's season 2. This is season 3. And whenever I think of iconic moments in television, you have to think of Miami Vice. You have to think of the episode with Tubbs looking to find out the person who murdered his friend, and they're playing Phil Collins in the Air Tonight. That is just classic television. I don't think it gets too much better than that. I'm not going to keep lifting these up because there's nothing on the other end. That is season 3. Season 4. And you also had all the top artists, Glenn Frey, the Eagles, soundtrack, the guy who did Axel Foley. I mean, you had everybody who was anybody in the 80s was in Miami Vice. That's season 4. Get in there. And the last season, season 5. And Don Johnson. Matter of fact, I think Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's daughter, I believe she's an actress now. So I'll let you know how time flies. This is the DVD part of it. As far as the Blu-ray, yeah, a little dry compared to the DVD version though. But it looks and sounds amazing though. Season 4. And that's the actual slipcover. The DVD version came out on Universal, but Mill Creek picked it up and did the Blu-ray version. It's number 4, Miami Vice. And I don't know if I said Franklin Mill earlier, though, but Mill Creek. Number 4, Miami Vice. Number 3, Dexter, an American crime drama television series that aired on Showtime from October 1st, 2006 to September 22nd, 2013, set a couple hours south of me in Miami. This is based on Dark Dreaming Dexter by Jeff Lindsay, starring Michael C. Hall, Julia Benz, Jennifer Carpenter, Eric King, Lauren Velez, a name began from New York Undercover, David Zayas, James Remar, I believe that was Gans back in 48 Hours, C.S. Lee, Desmond Harrington, Amy Garcia, and Jeff Pearson. I'm not sure what worries me more. It's the first season that I found Dexter so interesting and intriguing, but my son found Dexter increasingly, he watched every episode from beginning to end. Not to give too much away, Dexter is a blood spatter specialist. He does crime scenes, and he can pretty much analyze the crime scene based on the blood splatter. The twist of it is, though, Dexter is a serial killer. Yes, he kills people, but he has a code of ethics that was passed down to him by his father, James Remar, who often shows up kind of as his conscience, somewhat similar to Geppetto and Pinocchio, if you want to get kind of a twisted analogy there. This is season 6. Amazing, very creative show. I love shows that kind of break the mold, having a show around a serial killer and kind of making him to be somewhat the protagonist. Yeah, that's a huge stretch, but somehow they did it. It's amazing. They actually ended it, the normal season Dexter, with season 8. And very interesting how they ended season 8. It kind of left it somewhat open, but just recently they came back and brought Dexter back, New Blood. And I don't want to give any spoilers away if you're not familiar with the series or the storyline. I'm not going to tell you what happens in Dexter New Blood, though. Didn't particularly care for the ending, though, but very cool show from beginning to end. Dexter. And this is the Showtime. This is a Paramount release. Dexter. My next pick, 24, is an American action drama television series created by Joel Sunrow and Robert Cochran for Fox. This debuted November 6, 2001 and spanned 204 episodes over 9 seasons, with the series finale broadcast July 14, 2014. This stars Kiefer Sutherland. He's basically the main star. Executive producers, also Joel Sunrow and Robert Cochran, also Kiefer Sutherland, but he's the main person in there. The hook to the show is that it took place in real time. Each episode was supposed to be exactly an hour. So he had 24 episodes. Essentially, he had to get everything done in 24 hours, which made for an incredibly fast-paced, action-packed television series. I believe this show made Kiefer Sutherland a bigger actor, a bigger star than any movies he's been in. Lost Boys, trying to think of the other one where he's bringing people back to life. 24 really kind of put him on the map. And again, I think with the exception of that hospital television show, you're not going to find too many television series now that go more than 10 episodes. This is 24 episodes each season of pretty much damn near non-stop action. He played the president. You might know him if you ever saw the movie Major League. He plays Serrano, the bald Cuban guy. This one box sets used to be huge. Kind of glad they don't do the huge box sets anymore just for space purposes. You have season 4, and you have to do some amazing writing to keep a series with non-stop action for this many seasons just ongoing. And it might have gone maybe a tad long, but this was one of Fox's major shows back in the day. And this is a 20th Century Fox release. Season 5. And I would love if they would do a entire 24 Blu-ray release, complete box set. Because most of these are on DVD. I think he played President. He was sniveling coward, if I remember correctly. This is season 5. Season 6. I believe she was the president in one of the episodes. I think I was the first man. Very cool. This has so what's this? Cenotype. Oh, it's an image. See if you can see it. Not that well. Little booklet. We have the president's brother, I believe, if I remember correctly. And Kiefer Sutherland himself. Season 6. Season 7. And this, I start going down to the slim cases. And this year you knew they were starting to come to an end of an era. Season 7. Season 8, the final chapter. Which it wasn't. And this one, season 8, was actually the last one for Kiefer, which actually have in Blu-ray. Live Another Day. And they tried to do a reboot, 24 Legacy. Season 1 didn't catch on. You might recognize him from Straight Out of Compton, the NWA story. And it was a solid season. It's just people were just so used to seeing Jack Bauer in 24 instead of this guy, so he really didn't have a chance. But this is my number 2 pick, 24. Oh, by the way, the Kiefer Sutherland movie I was thinking was Flatliners. But my number 1 pick is Breaking Bad, American crime drama television series created by Vince Gilligan for AMC. This debuted on AMC on January 20th, 2008, and concluded September 29th, 2013. Starring Bryan Cranston, Anna Gunn, Aaron Paul, Dean Norris, Bessie Brandt, R.J. Might, Giancarlo Esposito. Been a fan of his since school days. Bob Odenkirk, Jonathan Banks, Laura Frazier, and Jesse Plemons. And this is another one that I don't have on the shelf. It's gonna lack a space, so. But that's season 1. Season 2. And season 2. In the same vein kind of as Dexter. Don't give too much away. Essentially, Walter White is a chemistry teacher that finds out he is dying of cancer, and he doesn't want to leave his family destitute. He is a chemistry teacher, so he doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of money. So being a chemistry teacher, he knows a thing or two about physics, which essentially is a big part in cooking crystal meth. In Florida, I think they call it crank. So he devises a scheme to sell crystal meth so he can save up some money for his family. So when he dies, he'll have something to fall back on. And that's where the story ensues. Season 4 right here. Picked this up on a whim on a Black Friday at, I forgot the name of the bookstore. It might come to me, might not though. I picked it up on the DVD. Picked up the DVDs. I think the first 2 seasons. Wife and I watched it from beginning to end nonstop. We just binge watched it, and ever since then we were just awaiting the new season to come out. I'm not sure this is the season where he just becomes a badass, where he's about to do this huge drug deal, and he pretty much is like, what's my name? What's my name? Badass movie. Let me show you the DVDs. Hold on. And these are the DVDs for season 1. It's the Blu-ray for season 1. DVDs for season 2. I'm trying to do it so you don't see the glare here. It's the Blu-ray for 3rd season. This is the 2nd season. That's 2nd season Blu-ray. 3rd season. Fifth season, and the final season. And this is my top 10 favorite television shows, with Breaking Bad making it number 1. Made it this far in the video, smash a like. Give me the big thumbs up. Other than that, oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? Subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be safe. Deuces.